Hello and welcome to our live Rams pregame show presented by Little Caesars, the official pizza of the Los Angeles Rams from SoFi Stadium. What a way to kick off the 2022 NFL season. The favorite this year, the Super Bowl favorite, the Buffalo Bills from the AFC and the reigning world champions, your Los Angeles Rams. Inside a steamy SoFi Stadium, I'm JB Long with our Super Bowl champion DeMarco Farr and Erica Tamposi. Welcome to your first live Rams pregame show.
Thank you. You guys are really bringing the heat for this one.
I see
no
what you
pressure.
did there.
Yeah.
I like it.
You got it?
You had all week to cook up that line. Here we go. A lot to get to. We're going to break down some matchups, talk about key players. But big picture first. What are you most looking forward to tonight, Ricky Hollywood?
There's so many. First of all, it's the kickoff of the entire regular NFL season. So there's something in the air. It's early here. Buffalo fans are filling up. I asked production if I could have a table to jump through to maybe jinx them. But that was a no-go. But either way, the Rams fans waiting outside, I was chatting with people. Just the energy in the air feels amazing. Maybe that's the heat, but I think it's the vibes around here.
Yeah, instead of a coin toss like an opening round of beer pong to see who wins the first possession.
You lose.
DeMarco, take me somewhere. Give me a thought here on the opening night of the season.
Well, first, you changed my life. I read what you wrote about there's nothing to defend, so defending champions is out. Reigning champions is in. I do love that. That actually makes a ton of sense. And the other side is, I'm glad it's Buffalo. I am. I'm glad the Bills Mafia is showing up.
You see that? I just dodged
glad
that.
The whole
That's
world
live,
is here.
people.
Did you dodge that?
I just literally matrix behind me.
I like it. I'm glad it's Buffalo. I'm glad this isn't college football where you open up with a one AA school. I mean, this is the real deal.
Is that Von Miller or is that Roger Saffold throwing those at us?
Who's throwing footballs at us? It's good stuff. But no, this is going to be great. Both teams are good. Both quarterbacks are great. Both head coaches are awesome. This will be a fantastic game.
You've been in this locker room before. You've come off a world championship. What's going on in there? What does it feel like to try and defend, even though we said they're not defending?
This is so funny. I forgot, or I had put it out of my mind that the Rams had won the Super Bowl. Because I go back to my playing days. It's all about the guy in front of you, not about what you've done last season. So that's the same mentality those players have. But as you walk in, you're constantly reminded of what you did. There's a banner that's about to be dropped. They're showing the Super Bowl right now as you're warming up. So you're constantly reminded of what you did, and you kind of forget of what you have to do.
I mean, it's pretty cool. A couple of years ago, we were opening this stadium during the pandemic, completely empty. SoFi was brand new, but we were the only ones who could experience it in person. Last year, you opened it to fans for the first time in week one. Now you open it with a world championship banner just above our gaze.
Wow.
Here in Inglewood. It's pretty incredible. All right, let's get to the quarterback matchup. It's as good as it gets. The Rams are going to run the gauntlet in terms of elite quarterbacks this year. Josh Allen's certainly one of them. But let's start with the Rams quarterback, Erica. What do you expect from Stafford and McVay in year two of their partnership?
I'm really excited to see this because Stafford has talked about how he feels much more comfortable in this offense in the second year around. You know, he seems to be throwing really great during camp. And yes, you know, there was the talk about the elbow at the beginning, but it doesn't really seem when you're watching him warm up and play, he seems like he's ready to take the stage.
You look at what he did in the postseason. I mean, yes, he can cut down on the interception, 17 to lead the NFL. But what I saw in January and February, you don't need anything different than that, do you, DeMarco?
Oh, not at all. I remember that game in Baltimore where he had to be perfect in the fourth quarter, and he was. So, look, I tell Rams fans all the time, you don't know how lucky you are to have a guy like this, but you got to protect him. And it would be nice if you didn't have to use him as much today, which means I hope Cam Akers and co. gets off running the football. Take the pressure off Matt Stafford. Save that arm for only when you need it.
All right, what about on the other side of the equation? Josh Allen. The challenge against him is
enormous.
Yeah,
he's a big kid, right?
He is big.
He's a ginormous kid,
yes.
And he's talented.
And he's tough to take down.
He's super competitive. We talked about this earlier. If he goes out and scores on his first drive, the Bills are almost unbeatable. I mean, his confidence goes through the roof, and they feel like they can't be stopped. Conversely, if you turn him over or if you go 3 and out, you force confusion. And remember, they have a new signal caller. Who's kind of hot-blooded, so he might start to press. So hopefully the Rams defense can do the job.
Ken Dorsey, first-time NFL offensive coordinator and play caller with Brian Daboll now with the New York Giants. His rushing ability is something you have to factor in. This might actually be the best offense the Rams face all season. They get it right out of the gates here in week one.
Right out. It's incredible. And I was looking earlier that the Bills defense allowed the fewest completion percentage, not just in 2021, but in the entire next-gen stats era, so since 2016. And Stafford, a lot of his interceptions came on those deep balls. So it's going to be a battle on every side of the ball tonight.
And now they got Von Miller. Wow.
Right.
All right, so let's go to those defenses next. There was a case to be made that statistically the Bills were the best defense in the league. They do add Von Miller, but no Tre'Davious White, their best corner tonight. So take us through that matchup.
Well, wait a minute. The best defense in the league is the one that won the Super Bowl, right? That's the way I would say. I'm just saying, no, the Bills are good. Look, Ed Oliver is as good as they come. If you think Aaron Donald's good, then he's kind of like Aaron Donald light. Same production. He gets up the field, except they spread those sacks out. And now, like we said, with Von Miller, they are absolutely tough. But coming the other way, to me, I think this Rams defense has a chance to be the best we've seen in the McVay era.
I agree.
Because of one guy, Bobby Wagner, being the captain of the defense. He's already captain of the football team, but that steadying influence around those other good players, this should be a really good year.
Is it a matchup between him and Josh?
Absolutely.
Over the line of scrimmage?
Didn't you used to love this? I'm sure you do. Those old Ray Lewis versus Peyton Manning things. This will be similar. It'll be the same type of matchup, toughness for toughness, adjustment for adjustment. Who makes the last great adjustment to win the football game?
All right, so how about having a future Hall of Famer, Erica, at each level of this defense? Aaron Donald, Bobby Wagner, and Jalen Ramsey coming off his shoulder injury.
Right. It'll be interesting to see him take a couple hits, see how he's feeling with his shoulder and everything, but he's been saying he's been ready to go, and I think him holding it down against, Stephon Diggs is going to be interesting to watch that matchup, and it will be interesting to see where he's moving around the field with that and all of that.
Yeah, I think 40% of snaps back in 2020 when they met in Orchard Park, it was Diggs against Ramsey. They did get that one touchdown, but that was about the only target they went head-to-head with Diggs and Ramsey. What do you think in terms of a coverage plan tonight? Because Gabe Davis had one of the historic NFL postseasons last year.
Look, I would say if it's Jalen Ramsey and he's not feeling up to himself, there's nothing wrong with saying be a cover corner, go take away Diggs. And I think that's possible. But who is going to cover Gabe Davis? So whoever that is, Troy Hill, David Long Jr., whoever winds up on that guy, has their hands full. I think this guy is ready for a breakout. Hopefully not tonight, but he is fantastic. He went berserk versus Kansas City, and I think that's just the tip of the iceberg.
And watch Dawson Knox, too, a phenomenal tight end, co-led the NFL last year in terms of tight end touchdowns, fresh off a new contract extension. How about some of the new pieces on offense for the Los Angeles Rams? Most notably, Allen Robinson, DeMarco. He gives Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay something completely new. Red zone, contested catch ability. Maybe not since Sammy Watkins have we seen a weapon like this to pair with Cooper Kupp. This
is going to be hard because usually when the offense is on the field, you're going to watch Matthew Stafford, you're going to watch Cooper Kupp, but I'm going to watch Allen Robinson. I'm going to watch what coverage they give him, how many times they single him up and how many times he wins. Because if you give him single coverage and you start to win 90% of the time, that defense is going to have to adjust. So guess what happens? You just opened up Cooper Kupp, Tyler Higbee, everybody else in the offense. So I'll have my eyes on him. Hopefully he wins. This offense will spread out. It can attack you sideways and vertical.
Didn't you pick him to catch the first touchdown of the year for the Rams?
I think I did, and he had 1,000-yard receiving in 19 and 20, with the Bears. So exactly what you said. Opening up and all these other weapons on the offense is just, we're going to have a litany of often.
1,250 receiving yards in Chicago, but he had a good running game to balance it out.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So get the running game going. It helps the offense totally.
All right, that takes me to the line, and these are not new Rams, but they are, I think, first-time bona fide starters. Joe Newcomb taking over for Andrew Whitworth, who is in the building tonight. Coleman Shelton at right guard. In fact, 4 of the 5 members of this offensive line starting tonight received contract extensions this offseason, including captain and right tackle Rob Havenstein most recently last night.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Those are also big expectations. Those are
huge.
big wagers on what you have inside your building.
Every time we talk about Joseph Noteboom to his teammates, they all say athletic freak.
Yes.
Love it. The guy's big, strong, fast. He's smart. I'd like a little more nasty in there. Absolutely. I'll give you, for instance, Deion Dawkins, the Buffalo Bills left tackle. If you beat him, he just grabs you and throws you on the ground. He will not let you hit his quarterback. I would love Joseph Noteboom to have that sort of nasty.
You want nasty, I just want silence. Whenever Noteboom starts, in any circumstance, he's like a good referee. You just don't even notice he's there.
That would be great. That's the old Andrew Whitworth, right? Just line him up and don't worry. We'll get there.
Can he be a shot in the arm for the running game, though, to your previous point?
His athletic ability?
Boom, yes.
Oh, absolutely. With this
and the screen game, I would say.
And the screen game, getting out quick. Remember when he did have those spot starts? The one thing we did highlight is how fast he gets out. Even better than Andrew Whitworth.
Are we ready for players to watch?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Or we could just continue to hang out here and sweat our way through
I love
pregame.
it. I'm happy to do it.
Are you sweating?
Be with you guys. Also, before we move on, Note Boom might be the coolest name
Note Boom.
that like we'll watch tonight. I think
jealous.
he needs like a tag, like a Note Boom or like something like that.
I like it.
You keep workshopping that. We've got
Work in
another home
progress.
game in week 2 against the Atlanta Falcons. We'll follow up.
Okay, great.
Let's see.
Wow.
DeMarco, I'll give you the honor. A player to watch for this week 1 NFL kickoff game against the Buffalo Bills.
Hard, man. We mentioned a lot of good players. Jalen Ramsey's a guy you can't take your eyes off. Aaron Donald, come on. He's must-see TV. But the guy I got to look at is Allen Robinson. I think his production is really going to factor into winning this game tonight and how great this offense can be. If he turns out to be the guy we think he is, 6'2", 220 pounds, a guy that can make plays with his hands above his head, think about what that does to this offense and what it does to the defense with Cooper Kupp. So I'll be watching him.
Someone that talked about playing next to Allen Robinson was Tyler Higbee, who called Allen Robinson one of those elite receivers. So what we talked about earlier, opening up this offense, Tyler Higbee, we haven't seen him since the NFC Championship game when he went out with that knee injury. He looked great during camp. He's back in there. And I think, they were running backups to backups of tight ends in the postseason. So it'll be great to see him out there, and I'm really excited to keep my eye on him.
You can't make Higbee a cool name, can you? Like Note Boom? Higbee? We'll work on that.
A touchdown or two, and he is officially the most prolific tight end in the history of the Rams organization.
That's all you need.
And I'm excited for players like him, like Jordan Fuller in the back end, who did not get to participate on the field in the Super Bowl, but are nonetheless part of that championship celebration. All right, you know me, I always like to steal 2 for 1 when it comes to players to watch.
Go for it.
I don't think I've ever picked an opposing player to watch before, but I think tonight it has to be Von Miller. Is that okay?
That's okay in this instance.
Can I break precedent?
Yeah, in this instance.
Yeah.
I mean, all eyes are on him, I think, for very good reason.
Yes, when Matthew Stafford's on the field, you better believe his eyes will be on him. So that's a good, by extension, you mean both tackles. Rob Havenstein, Joseph Note Boom.
Correct.
Watching Von Miller.
As a matchup to watch. In terms of snap count, who do you think he goes up more against?
You know what? It depends on who has the wide eyes, really. But I would say probably Rob Havenstein. We'll see if he moves around, but I bet he attacks both sides.
And then I'm also going to snag his counterpart, Leonard Floyd, who's had more sacks in 2 seasons here with the Rams than he did in his entire Bears tenure. It's also his birthday today. How about a birthday sack or maybe a strip sack?
How about a birthday 4 sacks and a touchdown? How about that? Yeah, let's get it on.
All right, that's going to be a wrap here on the Rams pregame show delivered by Little Caesars. Make sure you order Little Caesars online during the Pizza pregame and get it delivered, or you can pick it up in store in the pizza portal. Get that pizza in time for the game tonight. 5:20 Pacific kickoff on NBC. As always, you can listen to DeMarco, MJD, and myself on 710 ESPN here in the greater Los Angeles area, or Jack FM 93.1. For Ricky Hollywood, for DeMarco Farr, I'm JB Long. Here we go again. The 22 season is upon us. The Rams, the reigning world champs. Time to hang that banner here at SoFi Stadium. Enjoy the game and the season ahead, everyone.
Note Boom.